Hey guys, this is Oracle Daphne. My name is Beth and I'm back today to record another reading for you guys. This reading is a charm and tarot reading. I have been recording like a bunch of them over on my Instagram page, but sometimes people that follow me over here don't go over there for whatever reason. So I was like, so the light is still good in my apartment and it's a beautiful day today. And I was like, I did record one just a little bit ago over on Instagram, but I thought I should put one over on YouTube as well. So for those of you who aren't familiar with like charm readings and things like that, a charm reading basically is where I pull charms from my charm collection and I look at them to see what messages come through, kind of like doing a tarot reading only with charms. And I do offer private charm readings for those of you who want to do a charm reading. All of that's over on my website, oracledaphne.com. If you'd like to book a reading, whether it's a charm reading or a tarot reading or email reading, all of that's over on my website, oracledaphne.com. So I am just going to pull some charms. I'm going to jump right in and see what I get. I'm also going to pull some cards from my new Oracle cards deck. Let's see. Excuse me. This is kind of like, my intention with this reading was hoping it was going to be kind of a lighter reading, but there's some intense things that are coming through here. So the first thing that I want to say is there may be someone around you that struggles with their mental health, in the sense that some of you may have considered taking your own life, or they may have considered taking their own life, because there's this, it's like a little black skull that I originally got as part of it was like a bead, like a string of beads, and I wanted to kind of figure out and try to figure out like what was the energy that I was feeling, because a lot of times I feel people, like especially if they're older, if they're about to pass, it comes to me and I feel it very strongly. And sometimes I try to figure out like, why do I feel the way I feel? I'm an empath, so I'm constantly picking up energies from all over the place. And this, I put in here to specifically represent the passing away of someone who was very close to whoever I'm reading for, through them either taking their own life or something where they were struggling with their mental health, maybe as a complication or something. So, the thing about this is that I have seen this where somebody doesn't actually pass away. Someone is more of just struggling with their mental health. Is very stressed out, who has come to a point where they've considered taking their own life. They've considered, they just feel that there really isn't any way out, or they feel very, very stuck. This represents a person in my life where they didn't feel that they could make the changes that they needed in order for their life to improve. So it is very important, those of you who are watching, to get the counseling that you need, to believe that it is possible that things can change for the better, that it is possible that things can get better, in the sense that not only good things happening, but also positive events and changes and things like that. I feel like for some people, and this is myself included at times, have felt a sense of disappointment with the way things have gone. Especially when it comes to life experience. So even as a child, I struggled very much with wanting certain experiences to go a certain way. I remember, and this is like an example, it's kind of funny. I remember actually having a friend when I was a teenager and it was a beautiful spring day, going to this like nearby, like apple orchard near my house. And that day I was like hell bent on making out with my friend and having sex underneath the apple trees. This was like, again, my teenage mind, just the way I wanted the experience to go. And, and we got there and, things were going, the conversation was going really well, but I couldn't figure out why we were not making out, why nothing had happened, why, and then he told me that he was gay. And he's like, I'm sorry to disappoint you. And I was like, darn it. I was all worked up and I was ready to go. It's not happening. And so it was just one of those funny moments in time. I remember the experience that I wanted was not the experience that I was getting. Okay. So for some of you, I know it's kind of a funny story. And this is a true story. It's a true story where he told, I did not know that he was gay and that, he had, his eye on some guy and, or that he was dating some guy. I did not know. So, it's possible in life to become discouraged. I mean, that's kind of a humorous example, but like for some of you, it's more serious. I do take this specific charm very seriously, even though I am telling a funny story, but I do take it very seriously, and I tell people if this comes up at all, that they need to reach out to the people that are closest to them, that they are very much in need of counseling if it's them, but if it's not them, then reaching out to everybody that's very close, like whoever the closest person is to you at the time that you're watching this, you need to reach out to them. The closest person, like the person now, like everybody has a different perspective of like who's close to us, but you're going to know, like this is usually the best, the closest and dearest person. So this is a partner, a spouse, this could even be family member, a child, someone that's very, very, that you love very, very much. I'm not going to say that they're going to pass away here because I think it's going to be different for everyone. I think it's important to try to prevent something like that from happening. Now, most of you are going to know who this is. If it's not you, then it's somebody else. So you need to make sure you're reaching out to people. That's coming through very strongly. We have the tomahawk here, which can indicate also some element of conflict. It could be conflict within a relationship, conflict with like, I feel like specifically it could be over kids. It could be over like child support. It could be over someone who's like the father or mother of your child. It's matching up with this charm here that talks about pregnancy. This charm specifically, if I see it, that usually indicates someone's pregnant. And, like it maybe has not even been announced yet, but someone is pregnant or someone is soon to be pregnant. And usually this is one of those pregnancies which causes more stress because it's unexpected, or causes more stress because the person is very young, or causes more stress because maybe there isn't the kind of support that's needed to support, a child. Sometimes people, no matter how much they save, really just can't afford a child. So some things like that, are coming through here. I actually feel like, okay, so I want to switch gears a little bit because I feel like there is another funny little portion to this reading. We have both the pineapple charm as well as the crystal penis charm. And together that indicates like going out and getting drunk and sleeping with someone. And because we have this child, the pregnancy there, it is possible, like the story here is that maybe, you know, you or someone you know, goes out and is drinking and they end up sleeping with someone. Now, this could be someone that they know, but this could also be someone it's like a one-night stand kind of thing. It's like they go out and they meet someone and they end up hooking up and they're not expecting to get pregnant, but they do. Something like that. To me, it's a funny story because normally these two charms don't come out together. So and the fact that I'm seeing it as a story is kind of humorous to me. Now, it's going to be more serious for some of you, like those of you who are not wanting pregnancy. I see all pregnancies as a blessing of some kind. To me, it's the biggest blessing that you could get in life. So I see it as a blessing. You might not see it that way, or whoever, you know, is pregnant might not see it that way, but I see it that way. It's funny, there is this little, it's a little fortune, and you're probably not going to be able to read it because it's so small. It says, don't take life too seriously. Laugh and smile at it once in a while. So the funny part is that I actually do feel, with this reading that there is this element of humor here. Some of you may have a very strong sense of humor, and others, you may have just been going through a period in your life where things have been more serious, and it's like, it's hard to maybe feel like you can catch a break. But sometimes it's important to remember the humor and to watch maybe some comedies or call up a friend and, make a few jokes and laugh, so that life isn't so like drudgery. It feels like for some of you, life is drudgery. That's how it feels for some. I don't know why I'm seeing this. Some of you are playing either video games or spending too much time on your cell phone. I'm seeing that specifically. Or like maybe you're spending a lot of time inside. To me, there's something about being kind of like a homebody. You're spending a lot of time inside. I'm seeing that maybe needing to go outside, spend more time outside. Maybe it's a walk or run or something where you're outside more. Huh. So it's interesting. This is like a new thing that I have. It's like you can see this key is kind of bent. I found this key in the parking lot of my complex where I live. And I put it in here to kind of represent finding something unexpectedly. That element of surprise. The element of like finding something that you're not expecting to find. It could be money for some of you, like, we all find coins and stuff wherever we go, but like, to me, it could be something more unexpected, to me, I put it in here as the element of surprise, the element of the unexpected, because I wasn't expecting to find this key that day. And I didn't turn it in because, you can't tell what it is at all. It could be anything. It could be anyone's key. So, yeah, it's funny. I feel like some of you are actually going to find something you lost. I have this, it looks like a little feather. It's one earring, to one of two. You know, it was a pair of earrings that I got that I loved, but then I lost one, and I kept this one in here to represent losing something. So you're gonna, some of you, there's two things that are happening. There's like this element of the unexpected and of surprise, but there's also some of you finding something you lost. I wouldn't be surprised if you found something you lost. I'm also getting, like, some of you, this is going to sound strange, but you're going through a period of time in your life where maybe you feel a little bit directionless or lost yourself. And if you're going through this period of time, some of you might actually find things randomly more, because you're actually, it kind of reflects what you're going through personally. So like, some of you may feel like you're not right, like on the right path, or you might feel like you're, you know, somehow off track, or that for whatever reason, you're not even sure what the right path would be. It's hard to explain. I feel like there's this, it's almost like I'm being shown somebody who's wandering aimlessly. You know, you might feel like, you know, you're kind of aimless in the sense where you might go out and you might feel like you kind of don't know what to do with yourself. Some of you don't really know, I don't know, you've lost maybe your sense of inspiration, or you lost a sense of direction. Like maybe before the pandemic, things were a certain way, and now things are different, or now it's like what used to be important to you is no longer important to you. I do feel, and I have to say this, that there was a serious, significant shift in the energy that I felt personally over the past month or two. It's hard to really explain what started it, but it has felt very different. To the point where I don't even like, and I think some of it has to do with like the numerology shifting and changing, to the point where I don't really recognize like my old self. I don't feel like I'm on the same path as my old self was. I feel like I'm on a different path, and you might feel the same way. And like, as an example, in 2022, I was like hell-bent on planting a garden. And like the weather was horrible, and I had to like replant it like 4 times. And then the property, the community garden, was actually that the land was bought and by a private person. And so then I spent all this time transplanting out 2 years worth of perennials and flowers and all this stuff. And so like, I don't know, like all of a sudden it was like after that experience, I no longer felt like called to be part of the community garden. I no longer felt like it was like important to me to do that. And for whatever reason, there's all these other things that have come up that have become more of a priority. And it's weird because over the last 2 weeks, I've kind of felt the same thing. Like I've kind of felt, for me personally, that like before I got sick, I was on a certain path. And now I feel like I'm on a different one. And I don't really know why that shift has happened. It just has. So you might feel like, okay, this is going to sound strange, but you might feel like what's important to you is different now. And it might be radically different. Like it might be so different that you don't really recognize yourself so much. That's what I'm seeing here. I do feel like some of you are going to meet someone new. If you're single, I feel like you're going to meet someone new. And it could be at like some kind of social gathering, could be through friends, could be when you're just out and about in life. I feel like we got the it's this little butterfly that I wrote on it, someone new. So some of you are going to meet someone new. Whether it's going to turn into a long-term relationship or not, you know. I feel like they're going to have some level of stability in their life. So I feel like when you're around them, you're going to feel very grounded. Like things are very solid. That's the energy that I am picking up. For some of you. That's what I see. I do want to leave off there. I know that like it's really irritating just when we start talking about relationships and the reading, but you know, I have so much memory on my cell phone, so I'm gonna stop here. I was gonna pull some cards, but I feel like I've kind of gotten lost into this reading a little bit, so I'm gonna end here. Thank you guys so much for being amazing fans and followers. If you would like a reading, please reach out to me. You need to send a payment first. All the links are on my website, oracledaphne.com. Send everyone big hugs, big kisses, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. All right, take care. All the best. Bye.